Roll in there, and we'll roll in here. All right. For the sake of the tape, who are we speaking with?
My name's Dennis Faust.
F-A-U-S-T?
F-O-U-S-T.
Good thing I asked. Where can I sit? Or I could sit
Here if you want to.
Yeah, that'll be. This doesn't move. Yeah, there you go. All right. All right. Your life is about tattoos.
Yes, sir.
When did your first tattoo? And tell me a little bit about that experience.
I did my first tattoo. It was about 11 and a half years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The first ones I did on my niece. I did one on my leg. And just really got into it, man.
So you self-tattooed?
Yeah, I've done quite a few of myself.
Mm-hmm. What inspired you to go in that direction?
It's a lot more of a liberal job, you know what I mean? It's not so demanding. I'm my own boss. I don't have a boss breathing down my neck to get a deadline done. I can kind of take my own time, create my own tattoos, make them amazing because I don't have, I'm not crunched for time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is there a particular style or a person or a forerunner that you saw and said, boy, I'd like to do that?
I like Bob Terrell a lot. He's one of my Paul Booth. He's pretty amazing too. They're not like mentors or nothing, but I see their style and I'm like, wow, I want to be able to do that good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's a couple guys out now. Nico Hurtado, he's pretty amazing. Mike DeVries, he's pretty amazing. They're taking tattooing to another level. It's just paintings. I got a tattoo from Bob Terrell. I like this style so much.
Yeah, it's often been a comment about tattoos. It's body art.
Yep.
Oh. How do you elevate it so that it can become that kind of statement, so that you can become, say, a Picasso of tattooing?
Well, the first thing is a lot of tattoo shops will have flash, what we call it, on the walls. It's just a bunch of pictures that people pick from, and I want that tiger head. I think to be more Picasso-ish is to take that tiger head and just look at it and draw your own background tiger head. Make it more you, mm-hmm. Rather than just trace and color it in.
Are there stories involved?
Oh yeah, every tattoo has a story. Just about every tattoo. Mm-hmm. Occasionally you get the spontaneous one. Most tattoos people really put a lot. When they come to me, they put a lot of thought into it. You know what I mean? They make an appointment and wait 2-3 months to get me. So mm-hmm. It's a well thought out process. It's not just spur of the moment most of the time.
Do they come to you with their own sketches or?
Not as much sketches. Some people do, but most people come with ideas. Or I just did a portrait of somebody's uncle that passed away last night. Mm-hmm.
Thank you later.
So it just depends.
That's the portrait of a family member is something very almost traditional.
Yeah, and when they pass away, it's even more. You know what I mean? I got a portrait of my wife, but she's a beautiful woman, so I mean, and she means a lot to me. Hopefully, I don't have to put any memories on there for that. You know what I mean? But some people get them for celebration of life. Some people get them for, somebody passing away. So.
Yeah, that is always the concern, that if you do put something on your body that represents someone else, say a lover.
Right.
It goes
Oh yeah, we've done tons of names and cover up the same name 2 months later. Mm-hmm. I've been with my wife 10 years and we have 5 kids, so we're pretty locked down.
Mm-hmm. Do the kids have tattoos?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. They get the little fake ones all the time. I like them.
Cool. This is your shop?
I'm manager up here. I've been managing we've been open about almost 11 years, and I've been managing probably 8 or so of those years. You know what I mean? I know a lot about tattooing. My boss has taught me a lot of the ropes of tattooing, so I make a lot of decisions, stuff like that. But Toby Drew is the actual owner of the shop.
Mm-hmm. History of tattooing. My understanding is that the Philippines is where some of the primo folks came out.
I guess I can't really say like where it started, you know what I mean? But the Filipinos definitely had a big influence in culture.
Hey, sweet pea, Dennis.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to leave.
Okay.
But am I allowed to come around?
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't wanna.
No problem.
I wanna get But what I'm looking for, just to let you know, is a yellow hard hat with the carpenter's wooden ruler
Okay.
and the carpenter's wooden square oblong pencil,
Okay.
kind of crisscrossed. Most of it will be done in yellow and black, I guess.
So
you
kind of
could
like a
say.
skull and crossbones, but hat and
Yeah,
tools.
for my dad.
Yeah.
And then my dad's birth and the day, year died, and his initials.
Bring me a few pictures,
Okay.
and I should be able to sketch something up quickly and get something
Well,
laid out pretty quick.
you guys have email, don't you?
I got Facebook.
You got, okay, I can do
Toss me
that.
pictures on Facebook. and
Okay,
print
I
them out.
can do that because
Awesome.
I think I've seen that stuff on there. So, all right.
Yeah, sounds good.
See you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Love you, babe.
Now we're surrounded by pictures, by trophies. Tell me a little bit about the trophies.
The trophies come from, there's tattoo conventions, tattoo shows. People that I've tattooed will go and enter one of my tattoos I did on them in a show. And if they get high enough points, they win a trophy. And probably 90% of the time they bring the trophy to me and say, hey, put this up on the wall, you know.
Cool.
And my wife got a pretty big one in Philly a couple years ago. Philadelphia Tattoo Arts. It's not only a tattoo convention, it's a show, and they have art there too. They have performing arts, they have, you know, oil paintings, stuff like that. There's all different kinds of art. So that was a big honor to win a trophy at that show, and she got on the cover of Tattoo Magazine that same weekend.
And we're going to be taking pictures of these things here, so you can refer to them. Is that the mecca of tattooing, that Philadelphia show?
It's a big one. It's a big one. You know what I mean? There's a lot of the artists that Philadelphia Eddie gets is best in the world.
Again, who?
The artist Philadelphia Eddie, he's the one that puts on the show,
Mhm.
and a lot of the artists he gets are just the best in the world. So it's usually at the Sheraton Hotel in Philly, and it's a pretty hot spot, and everybody there is amazing.
Mhm.
So it was an honor to even go there and win a trophy. It was fun.
Usually I ask folks, you know, when you're being interviewed, there's one thing that you really wanted to get out in all the interviews that you've done and want to get this message out. What particular message or what particular philosophy? Or
Don't judge a book by its cover. It's that simple. A lot of people have tattoos. A lot of professional people have tattoos. I think 3 out of 4 Americans have tattoos. I don't think it's a big deal anymore to be looking at the ones that do have tattoos and think, oh, that's got to be a bad person. You know what I mean? They've come so far in the last 10 years that it's not real prevalent right now that people look at. It's like, oh my gosh, look at that degenerate, because they probably have a tattoo themselves. You know what I mean?
Would you say that in the last 10 years it's been the spurt of growth, or
Oh,
when did it really take off? I mean, I have a tattoo from 81.
Probably, well, back in 81 it was different though. There was only one tattoo shop in the big cities or two. Now there's 30 or 40 in Toledo. There's a couple here in BG. They're all over the place now. I mean, they've grown. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago they were in the top 5 for largest growing businesses in America. Not biggest money making businesses, but the largest growing. You know what I mean? And culture helps. I mean, a lot of people, tattoos aren't looked upon as you got to be a sailor or a drunk or somebody that does drugs or a biker. You know what I mean? It's doctors, lawyers, police officers now.
But there is a definite
People
culture.
that make films.
Of course. But there is a definite culture that goes hand in hand with several other movements.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of rites of passage with tattooing. I mean, a lot of different tribes around the area, or not the area, but around the world. They have when you become a man, you get a certain tattoo. When you go hunt and you bring home your first food, you get another tattoo. Somebody that wants to hurt you and you take their head, they have a headhunter's tattoo. It's the whole top of your hand. So I mean, a lot of different cultures. It's you have to have one. It's just different advances in your life, you know.
Now I see the ones that you have sprouting from your neck side. Well, we'll get to that too. I'll take shots. But when you say cultures, are there particular cultures that you've looked at and said, wow, I like this. I like to draw from this particular type of culture.
Not really cultures as much as styles. I like new school, old school portraits. You know, full color. I like stuff with no outline, very realistic looking. You know.
Is that the hardest to do with no outline?
I think it is. Yeah. It's tough.
Freehand.
It's well. I mean, you use the stencils. You know what I mean. But for instance, a portrait, you don't want I don't see no lines in your face, so you don't put no lines in the tattoo. You do all the shading to blend the curvature of the face and stuff like that. That's pretty tough.
Would you say that some art training comes in handy as well?
Definitely. Art training comes in handy for sure. But tattooing is different than what you can learn in art. You know what I mean? It's a different medium. You got to learn how to put that in the skin without using your hand to smudge and smooth things out. Every hole has to be represented. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different than painting or airbrushing or sculpting, anything like that. But it helps to know 3 dimensions. You know what I mean?
Final question. Colors, vibrancy. I know that when I got mine, there was always concern about it fading out, running. The quality of the inks have gotten better.
We have chemists and scientists making our inks now rather than just tattoo artists. You know what I mean? There's a company called Eternal. There's a company called Fusion. The chemists that they have in them companies they're amazing, and the colors are just the pigment is so bright. You know what I mean? It's pretty awesome.
Cool. Let's take some pictures. Cool. That includes of you.
Sounds good.
All right, I need to. Hold on a second.